The noise around Bitcoin has risen sharply in recent months. With all the talk of the price going up, it's easy to feel like you've missed out. Like there's this big party going on that you weren't invited to, and now it's full?
$60,000 US per coin. Is it too late?
Is now a good time to buy Bitcoin, or is it too late?
Where is it going? It's probably going to 100, then 150, then 200,000.
The good news? It's not full, and it never will be. Cryptocurrency is here to stay, and we'll all be using it in the years to come. It's a party that you're very much invited to. In fact, by many definitions, you're actually early. Here's why. First, despite what you might have heard, there aren't simply only 21 million Bitcoin. Each Bitcoin can be broken up into 100 million Satoshis. There are 21 million Bitcoin, which means 2,200,100 trillion Satoshis. That's over 200,000 Satoshis for each person on the planet. Plenty to go around, right? What it does mean is that as the supply shrinks and demand increases, they'll become more and more valuable. So it's best to make sure you get as many as you can when they're more affordable.
Supply is growing 2% a year, and demand is growing faster. That's all you really need to know, and that means it's going higher.
From a technological standpoint, you're certainly still early, and we've yet to reach anything like mass adoption. Though we're certainly getting there. Bitcoin has been around for just over 12 years, and other cryptocurrencies for far less time. Pretty much any new technology goes through a hype cycle before getting that mainstream stamp of approval. You will have seen this play out with technological innovations, like the internet. First, a technology develops and attracts attention. Then, seemingly overnight, everyone is talking about it. But the hype becomes unsustainable, and after a while, the public loses interest. Disillusionment. With time, the technology inches its way out of the through of disappointment and hits the plateau of productivity. Eventually, it fades into the background and becomes the new normal, an everyday part of our lives. So, where does Bitcoin sit in the hype cycle? It's hard to say at the moment. It arguably hit the peak of inflated expectations around 2017. That would mean we're now on the slope of enlightenment, on its way to becoming widely used, but nowhere near there quite yet. This can be seen everywhere you look. Major payment providers like PayPal are helping millions of retailers accept crypto, while institutional investors are getting in on the action too. Even the big banks, who seemed so against Bitcoin just a year ago, are looking at ways of integrating it too. At the end of the day though, it's not a case of being too early or too late. What's important is the problem Bitcoin is solving, the need to find a way to build and retain wealth. Bitcoin is a new way of looking at our financial system, one that's more transparent, open, and fair. It makes money more useful and helps it keep its value, providing a hedge against rising inflation and currency devaluation, an insurance policy against the decay of your money. It's impossible to predict the future, but in the past few months, we've seen adoption mature, and the desire to understand it and get involved only keeps growing. Ultimately, cryptocurrency is just getting started. Will you get in on the ground floor? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that bell.